Hello, everyone. It's Craig from Just Genealogy, and it's Book Sunday. We've got so many books that came out this week that I'm probably not going to have time to talk about anything else. So, anyway, let's talk about what came out at Heritage Books this week. The first book is Library of Congress Naval Records in the American Revolution. You really have to have an interest in the Navy and the American Revolution, which is probably about 5 people. But this will be helpful to your research. I've used it before. Another book that came out was Alexandria City and County Virginia Wills Administrations and Guardian Bonds, 1800 to 1870. This book has been out of print for about 20 years. It's by Patrick Waddell. And I talked to Wes Pippinger about it. If you know Wes Pippinger, then you know what I'm talking about as a guy who writes about Alexandria City and Alexandria County constantly, although now he's working on Essex County more than anything else. This was a gap and hole in research in that area, and it's now been taken care of. I think the last time it was in print was in 1999. A much smaller book, Journey to the Rocky Mountains in the year 1839. If you have an interest in the Old West, because 1839 would be old, and the Rocky Mountains are in the West, you will find that this book is a fascinating portrayal of life in the Rocky Mountains in that time period. I didn't even know anybody was living there in 1839, truthfully. For those in New Jersey, notes and historical biographical concerning Elizabethtown, New Jersey is back in print. Deals with the early colonial aspects of that area of northern New Jersey. The Chattanooga campaign is back in print. God, it really shines nicely, doesn't it? This deals with specific reference to Wisconsin's participation in the Chattanooga campaign. It's been out of print for about 20 years also. Annals of Norwich, which deals with, I think it's Connecticut, New London County, Connecticut, deals with Norwich's participation in the Civil War. A 2-volume set, and it's a 2-volume set of which we are currently only publishing volume 2, which comes in 2 parts, which is the Memorial History of Hampstead, New Hampshire Congregational Church, 1752 to 1902. I'm still looking for volume 1. As soon as I can find volume 1, we'll get that one back in print too. The problem is I have about 7,000 manuscripts upstairs in this warehouse, and it's not well organized, to say the least. No time. So we did the history of the town of Turner, Maine by French. And this lies on the left bank of the Androscoggin River. And it's bounded by Auburn to the south and the town of Minot, Leeds, and Green adjoining. It's been out of print for 20 years. Descendants of Maine and New Hampshire, available in a variety of different places. I just decided to bring it back in print so that I would have it. It's by Charles Henry Pope, and is probably a mainstay of early Maine and New Hampshire colonial folk. Talking about folk, the Pioneer Citizen Society of Atlanta did a book back in 1902, 1903 on the Pioneer Citizens and History of Atlanta from 1833 to 1902. And so this one is now back in print too. And it's been out of print for, I don't know, since 2000. So we're trying to catch things up. One of the books that's been available on CD forever, but not available in book form, and I brought it back in print, was the Sonoma County, California Reconstructed 1890 Census. I love books about Reconstruction. I'll probably talk at some point in time about the many books that we have on reconstructing the 1890 census and how you can make up for the fact that that census no longer exists in most places. We brought back into print the history and roster of the First Christian Church, Disciples of Christ of Baltimore, Maryland, 1810 to 1996. It's been out of print a while. Also, some new books. Jana Broglin's book, Mason County, Kentucky, Wills and Estates, 1791 to 1832, second edition. The first edition was in pieces, and this brings it all together in one place. And then another new book on Civil War, another book on Kentucky, Civil War Soldiers of the Big Sandy Valley of Kentucky. This is by John David Preston, and it brings together the work that he's done with those counties in the Big Sandy Valley. So that's Heritage Books in a nutshell for the week. The last two are not from this week, but they're new books that I haven't talked about before, so I thought I'd add them just to make the point. If there are books that you want me to talk about on Book Sunday, or books that you want me to bring to you at a discount, like a 40% discount, like Book for a Discount, you just have to put a message in the comments to let me know what book you would like me to talk about and what book you would like me to provide at a discount, and I'll be happy to do that. Largely because that's what I do, because this is Craig from Just Genealogy, and this has been Book Sunday, where we've talked about new books from Heritage Books. And I will see you tomorrow.